Hello and welcome to the V2 Football Podcast. I'm your host Shane Lees, and joining me this week I've got Chris Lapin. Or Lapin. Look, it's French. I learned rabbit when I was young. Chris Lapin, Rabbit Man, and Anthony Kendrick.
Hello.
Hello. Should we move on to the FIFA?
Okay, we'll move on to FIFA. You may have missed it because of how much has been going on in this last week, but there has been a very major development with FIFA, and it is major. In a sense, the Swiss, with the backing of the US Department of Justice, the Swiss Justice Ministry, has started freezing FIFA assets. They've started freezing bank accounts in Zurich. And that sounds like it's just part and parcel of the whole corruption thing. This is massive, because what this means is that they have proof. They have proof that this money was obtained illegally. Because the only way they could have frozen those assets is if they went to a judge and they set out their proof and said, look, we can tell you this money was obtained illegally, so we're going to subpoena them, we're going to, we want a warrant to go and freeze these assets. And they would have had to have had unequivocal proof that this was corrupt. And if they have that's a big deal, because that means it's more than just smoke and mirrors. I've said a lot of bad things about the way the FIFA election is going. I think that is going very badly. I don't think there's going to be any real progress on that front. But at least for people, the FBI and the Swiss Justice Ministry, at least they are taking this properly. They are taking this seriously, because if they are going this far, they have proven corruption. That means in all probability Blatter's screwed. I mean, Platini's probably screwed, and that's probably why they are turning out to be, going to get a lifetime ban at the moment. So it's a big deal. So as much as this has probably passed under the radar in terms of all the major FIFA news and major footballing news, this is kind of a turning point when corruption becomes more than just speculation, but it's proven. It hasn't quite gone through the courts yet, but the judges have approved the warrants to freeze the assets. And it's not like the assets of the individuals who have been corrupt. This is FIFA's money. FIFA's own money is being frozen here. So it's a massive, massive deal. And hopefully this can be a real start for the Department of Justice to go and absolutely attack FIFA and pull it to shreds. Because that's what we need.
What do you make of Platini? He said there's no point turning up to his hearing next week because the verdict's already been decided. Is it him trying to, not turning up because he knows he's guilty, or do you think he's got an actual point?
There's a point there in the sense that this is a political decision, but it's also the right decision. I mean, I'm probably risking being sued, but he is corrupt. There's no question about it. He gave Qatar the vote for the World Cup, and mysteriously his son ends up working for a major Qatari firm. This guy is corrupt. It just, all of it wasn't technically illegal. It was just little favours. And then, of course, there was the major thing with Blatter and the payment. It is a political thing.
I was years ago.
Huh?
He did work for Blatter years ago, and he was paying him back for that work he did.
Yeah,
he just forgot to pay him.
He suddenly waited all that time until he needed to secure his support. Yeah, no. It's the right decision to go and ban him, and for life, for both of them, Blatter and Platini. But the way they've gone about it, it's a political manoeuvre. Whoever is in the executive committee right now and I'd imagine that is Sheikh Salman and that is Tokyo Sexwell. They're looking to cut these guys out because they know if they do come in, all of a sudden Europe's support will be divided, and that they're going to be alongside the North American Confederation, the kingmakers in the election. So it is a political move. It's a move to try and distance FIFA away from the corruption thing whilst also not actually doing anything about it. So I can understand why he is a bit peeved. But it's just a matter of time until he's proven outright to be doing some dirty stuff here. And like I said, the thing about that they actually have proof now, and we know they have proof because they've actually managed to freeze these assets. It's going to involve all of these people. It's going to involve them all. So it's I can understand why he isn't going to turn up to it, because the decision probably was made quite a long time ago before they had any proof of substance. But at the same time, he is guilty of sin, so it doesn't make a difference.
Can I ask one other question? Do you think it's fair to be picking on a man who's sick and ill and has been seeing the devil because he's that ill?
Oh, I'm assuming you're referring to Sepp Blatter and his...
Yeah, they're just picking on a sick man, aren't they?
Yeah, Sepp Blatter has... If you haven't been paying attention to this one, Sepp Blatter has been having extended nervous breakdown over a period of weeks and months. I can sympathise. He is an old man. For people saying, he's obviously putting it all on. He is an old man, and he's being told, look, you're corrupt and there's a very good chance you're going to be going to jail. I imagine that probably messes you up a little bit. So there's probably an element of truth to it, but it's sort of like, you reap what you sow. He's probably unlucky in terms of his predecessor, Joao Havelange, managed to die before he was indicted. Sepp Blatter doesn't look like he's going to be that fortunate.
Did any of you watch the Panorama BBC recently? That was really good, worth a watch if anyone's.
It's still on the recorder.
Yeah, I haven't watched it, but I know it's by Andrew.
Yeah, it's on there for a month.
Yeah, it's by Andrew Jennings, and he's a very, very good investigative reporter. He's done quite a few books. There's one called Foul, which I would advise anyone who wants to learn more about this to go and read. It's very cheap, and it pretty much sums up everything for you.
Hello, this is Bianca Westwood from Gillette Soccer Saturday on Sky Sports, and you are listening to the V2 Football Podcast.